All right. Whew. All right. First off, I want to say congratulations to the newlyweds, Mr. and Mrs. Blank. Woo! All right. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Kayla, and Jamie and I go way back, 27 years to be exact. This crazy ride of not only a friendship, but a sistership began at just 4 years old. Sadly, duty called, literally, and suddenly Jamie was just a memory. But thankfully, she made her way back to me in middle school, and we picked up right where we left off. We continued to become true partners in crime. We even stole a car once. Dar and my brother Levi can confirm that one. Jamie has continued to be my one constant growing up. If she wasn't going to something, I definitely wasn't going. She was the one person I could be my true self around, and I'm truly grateful for her. Jamie is one of those rare people who's incapable of meeting a stranger. I've never heard of anyone having so many best friends as she does. To give an example, after weeks of planning her bachelorette party, Jamie texted me just a few short weeks before asking to add another girl she had recently gotten close to. I wasn't surprised one bit. That was just Jamie for you. Along with the friendliest, Jamie's also the pickiest person I know, but only when it comes to love. Jamie knew one thing for sure: she would never settle. This girl had so many boxes to check that I felt sorry for any guy that even tried sometimes. But Jamie held true to her standards and knew exactly how much she was worth. That's a high compliment to you, Danny. Oh, all right, and her resilience. It's on another level. She's endured many broken bones and severed ligaments, but her spirit and mentality always remain unscathed. We all know how much of a miracle it was to see Jamie walk down the aisle to the love of her life today, and it was beautiful. I always thought that Jamie's pure love for life and exploration was unmatched, until she met Danny. Once they went on their first big trip to Ecuador, I knew that it was serious. Jamie and Danny couldn't be more perfect for one another. Two people that like actual camping is pretty hard to come by. They share a love for adventure that I've never seen before, and to get to witness the beginning of their greatest adventure yet is a blessing. I wish you both nothing but the best. To Jamie and Danny.
You did so good. I'm so proud of you. She was so nervous. You can stay up here. Take two. So I've had a very interesting view of Jamie and Danny's relationship. I remember being at soccer after a game, taking off my shin guards with our roommate Kelly at the time, and we're sitting there, and we're like, man, it's really gonna suck to pay an extra $150 if we don't find another roommate. And we hear this small voice from behind us say, y'all got a room? And it was from this left-footed newbie who we just got done playing with. I don't even think he had a bed at the time, and he came over a couple days later, signed the lease, and now we're seeing you two get married. The courting process was a team effort at first. I remember highlighting all the amazing qualities that Danny had to Jamie. Jamie, he's cultured. He loves theater and musicals. She didn't really care. Jamie, he knows how to sew. Sew? I don't really, what? Okay, who cares? Jamie, he plays soccer. He's a teacher. He loves to travel. She was not impressed. Turns out Danny didn't need my help or any of her friends' help at all. All he needed was a well-timed snow day. I remember leaving for work that day, and they were on two separate couches trying to pick a movie out on Netflix. And I get back because I had a real job. I didn't get snow days. And these two are on the same couch flirting and, well, anyway. I walk through the door and Jamie, I give her a look like, oh, what's going on here? And she raises up this with a glass in her hand. She says, what can I say? This boy makes a mean marg. Jamie, seriously, over the past several years, we have gone from being our siblings' best friends to being best friends in our own right. You've been there for me through death and love and loss and joy. You've helped me experience all that with so much grace, and I don't know how many times you have surprised me with a six-pack of my favorite beer and Oreos. Danny, I've never seen someone who so quickly went from being a complete stranger to someone I deeply love, cherish, and count as one of my best friends. We've scored goals together, you've killed many of my monsters in D&D, and like a truly great friend, you talk so much shit to me after you beat me in board games. I love it. But the most amazing thing about you is seeing the respect that your students have for you. And when we see them at soccer, they're no longer your students. They still come up to you and say, hey, it's Coach Blank. And you ask them about something very specific in their life. And it just shows how much you care and the impact that you continue to have on their lives. To wrap things up, the teaching isn't just something the two of you do for a living. It's something you both live. From this unique view that I've had, your journey from roommates to soulmates, you've taught me so much. I know it's kind of corny, I know, but you've taught me so much about love and life. Danny, you've taught me devotion. And no matter how much dirt you have to shovel because your partner wants a patio, you're going to grab that shovel and you're going to dig until that heart is full. Jamie, from you, I've learned patience and understanding, and that just because your partner can't even remember to close a cabinet door doesn't mean you love them any less. Danny, I've learned dedication. I don't know how many times you've stayed up taking 2-hour naps to get the perfectly smoked entree for one of Jamie's parties. Jamie, from you, I've learned kindness, and you and I have been sitting in the living room, and Danny's favorite team, whether that was Liverpool or his favorite League of Legends team, would be losing, and we would hear cries coming from his room. He would come out, and you'd be the first one to console him. Obviously, Liverpool doesn't lose that much anymore, so... Together, you've taught me trust, respect, and acceptance, and as you move on to the next stages of your life, you will continue to teach me what love is capable of and where it can take you. To Jamie and Danny. And I believe Andy is up next.
I got it written down now. Hello, I'm Danny's brother. Known him for the longest. I'll keep it short and sweet. I'm very happy for you two. You have so much in common, as everybody here has already mentioned and stuff. So I don't want to repeat what they said, but I know you guys have found the perfect travel companion, and then you'll always have great adventures. And I look forward to hearing about your new adventures throughout your life. And Emma, Kobe, and I welcome you to the Blank family, Jamie, and we'll look forward to having you for every holiday and event future. Oh, yeah, cheers. I don't have my drink up
Hello. Oh, that's loud. Sorry, had a couple drinks. My name is D'Artagnan. I'm better known as Jamie's brother. Unfortunately, I thought being the oldest sibling that people would think Jamie is my sister, but it never turned out that way. And even my classmates, I'm pretty sure Levi calls me Jamie's brother still. So that's just where I'm at in my life. I'm not bitter at all, a little bit, maybe. So I also have known Jamie a long time. Before Jamie, though, pre-Jamie as I call it, like short is PJ, I had a pretty good life going on. I was living that only child life, 100% of the Santa's gifts, 100% of the snacks, and 100% of the attention. And then Jamie came along and ruined it all. But she eventually grew on me. We became a team, and we battled against the parents. My dad loved to cook something called tuna helper. I don't know if you've ever had that, but don't try to ever eat it. It's terrible. So we would hide it together in the garage, and he would find it like 7 months later. And it did the trick. And we would also try to dodge chores together, such as like yard work, because we hated doing that. And we traveled a lot together because my dad was in the military. So growing up, we would move every few years, and Jamie was like my only friend for the first 2 months. She would have like 20 friends by the first week because she could meet people so easy. It's just like a testament to her personality, and I was also jealous of that. But I got to watch her grow up, and now she's here today and absolutely beautiful. And I couldn't be more proud of what you have become. And I think I'm not only lucky, I feel like I've hit the lotto as the lotto for like siblings. I better read a little bit. So I feel lucky to not only call you one of my friends, but also to have you as my sister. And Jamie, as many of you know, is one of the most nicest and compassionate people. If you have a bad day or the worst of worst days, she will be there for you. I think many people here can probably testify to that. Sorry. So she's not only my sister, one of my best friends, she's also someone who I've grown to respect and hold in the most utmost regards, just in general. She was and always was there for me, and I will always be there for you, Jamie. And in 2008, when I got a call from my parents, I don't know if a lot of people knew about this, but my parents called me and said that Jamie had an accident, and I needed to be there for her and needed to drive straight away to Joplin, Missouri, because she had an accident. And at first I thought, Jamie's pretty clumsy, so she might have just like ran into something or tripped and broke something, but she actually had fallen off a 2-story building and had been flown to Joplin by a helicopter. And that was the most helpless I've ever felt, was the drive to Joplin. And when I got there, she was in surgery, and it was probably, one of the most difficult times for me because I thought I might lose her. And she made it, though, and she's here with us. She broke a femur, her humerus, her jaw. She had multiple surgeries, went through some intensive physical therapy, had her jaw wired shut. She had to eat shakes and smoothies for 6 weeks. She had a shake for my dad. That was steak and potatoes. She said it was delicious. I told her I would just take her word for it. And I thought we should have served that tonight, but they decided against it. But she's here today. She's playing soccer. She's made it through so much. And just the fact that she got through all that is just a testament to her strength and just her willing to never give up. She's even torn 2 ACLs, and I still got to see her play soccer 2 days ago, which is a great joy for me, even though she didn't score, but that's okay. I would have scored. But so that day, I definitely thought I might have lost my sister, but instead we're here today, and I've gained a brother in Dan. And Dan, I don't know, but a lot of the guys my sister's dated in the past, I never really cared for. And then you came around and I heard that my sister was dating a roommate, and I thought that was a terrible, terrible idea. I was like, where's that gonna end up? You're gonna lose a roommate. But you're still here, and the more I learn, like the better. Except for I heard you had like a southern draw, and at first I was like, I guess I say y'all, and I like country music sometimes too. So, and then I heard Liverpool, and I'm an Arsenal fan, so that was also, I just had to like ignore that. But I got through that, and then I met you, and you seemed kind, and you and Jamie really got along. And after that, I decided to give you a chance to see where it went. And you grew on me because you were also a teacher, coached soccer, loved traveling, and I thought you were a good match. And then you passed the ultimate litmus test. In 2007, you and Jamie and me, December 2017, sorry. You guys, especially Danny, traveled with us to the Philippines with my parents, and I don't know if any of you have traveled with my parents before, but don't do it. I'm sorry, Dad, Mom. We can travel after coronavirus, but probably not. Don't do it. So Danny came with us, and it was rough because you know how they travel. It's just like, whatever, we'll do something this day, something that day, but we're not going to make any plans. And my dad had a plan for every day, every hour, and we even had a typhoon, and we got stuck in an Airbnb together with them, and that was awful. But you were still there. You were still there after you got back from the Philippines. Mild scars, but you were still there, and that was commitment, and that's when I knew that you were the one. And I'm just glad to say that you don't have to do that if you don't want to again. So, and I learned a lot about Danny during that trip. I learned if you give him 5 minutes of just idle time, he's going to read a whole book, because that's what he does. And I've learned that he is a perfect match for Jamie. And what I've learned is that both of y'all's true passion for enjoying life, helping others, and exploring the world is so palpable to me and I'm sure others. And it's going to be a great foundation for you guys to continue for the rest of your lives together. And I know 2020 has been a rough year for everybody. There's been losses. Everyone's felt it, and we're all here together though, and I'm glad that your wedding could give us something to smile about. And if you see tears from anyone, especially me, just know that today, for once in 2020, it's tears of joy. So toast to you guys.